So guys, what's up? What if Naruto was superpowered knuckleheaded pervy shinobi? Movie 1. A cloud of white smoke sailed into the night sky over the small islands of Wave Country. Its source, a young shinobi by the name of Uzumaki Naruto, genin of the Konoha no Sato. The village hidden in the leaves. The 11-year-old boy was busy practicing the latest task set forth by his often late sensei Hatake Kakashi, using his chakra to climb a tree without using his hands. Sweat covered his face, his ghastly orange jumpsuit was marred with dirt and torn edges of material. He had been at this all evening and was slowly getting higher up the large tree, but wasn't enough. The battle earlier today with Kiri missing Nin Momochi Zabuza clearly showed his lack of skill in the ninja arts. How could he ever hope to become Hokage at this rate? Hokage. It was his dream, the one thing he strived to achieve, but he knew deep down the village would never accept him as leader, ever since that night in the forest when he overheard the traitor Mizuki refer to him as the Kyuubi. It made sense now. All those beatings as a child, the cold lonely nights, the mobs chasing him everywhere he went, all because the Yondaime had chosen him to be its prison. The Yondaime Hokage, the greatest ninja the village had ever produced, and his own personnel hero had stopped the beast and sealed it into him. He became a ninja to strive towards greatness, to be just like the Yondaime, but something had to change. He gouged another mark into the tree bark, marking his position from the latest attempt. Then suddenly his control slipped as his body fell towards the ground below, landing with a thud, his body too tired to carry on. Darkness soon enveloped him. After what seemed like hours, a pair of bright blue eyes snapped open but saw nothing. He was enveloped in complete darkness. "Where the hell am I?" whispered Naruto. "Where have waited many centuries for a warrior worthy enough, a warrior to be granted our power." "You are that warrior, Uzumaki," Naruto said, a deep ominous voice in the dark. Naruto looked around frantically looking for the source of the voice. "Who said that? Show yourself." Three very distinct and different roars then pierced the darkness. The forms stepped out of the darkness and into view. A brightly colored and very large serpentine dragon. A brilliant white tiger. A glorious red and orange phoenix. The scared beasts of legend stood in front of the young ninja. Naruto's eyes widened at the sight. What could they possibly want from him? "What do you want with me?" he asked, a tremor in his voice. "Uzumaki Naruto, we stand here before you wishing bestow you with immense power," spoke the dragon, bowing its giant head. "I am Ryuka, High King of all dragons." "Naruto, you possess the heart of a dragon. Your life has been a long and lonely road, but it has made you stronger, tougher and powerful. We dragons admire that, so I bestow upon you the Lord Dragon summoning contract, this sword and finally the seal that once locked away you memories now released." As Ryuka spoke, Naruto caught a large summoning contract, its heavy weight nearly knocking him to the ground. A dazzling white katana sword had levitated in front of him. He felt as if something had unlocked inside his mind as memories came flooding back. Knowledge flowed through him like a great river. Naruto bowed his head. "Thank you, Ryuka Dono." The dragon responded, baring its massive teeth in a smile. "Makes us proud, Naruto, as your mother once did." Naruto smiled at the dragon's words, his new knowledge granting him access to memories once locked away deep inside his mind, including the identity of his mother. "Uzumaki Kushina." Soon enough the phoenix spoke, unfurling its massive shimmering wings of flames, illuminating the darkness. "Uzumaki Naruto. My name Shenro, leader of the Phoenix clan and Sky Lord. We have watched you for years, your heart pure, unaffected by the evil that exists in this world. You fight for justice, something this world sorely needs. So we bestow upon you the Phoenix summoning contract, the mighty blade Hisakikohei, flaming justice, and finally break the seal locking away your soul." Once again Naruto felt a seal break inside him, as she felt energy rise up through him from head to toe. It felt warm and familiar. "Thank you, Shenro Dono." The phoenix nodded, folding its wings back down. Naruto then saw the mighty white tiger step forward. "Uzumaki Naruto. My name is Haku, leader of the White Tiger clan and Lord of Thunder. You possess great strength in your ability to hold back the tailed beast Kyuubi no Yokai, a beast created by the Raikudo Sennin when he created the shinobi world. So as a gift to you I present the summoning contract of the White Tiger clan, the katana Shiroiko, White Lightning, and the seals holding back your bloodlines." Naruto then rose into the air, an orb of energy surrounding him that continued to grow in strength. The young ninja felt power flowing through him. His mind flooded with knowledge once locked away. Suddenly the energy died down as she gently lowered to the ground. Naruto took to a bended knee as a large pair of large pure white feathered wings burst from his back and unfurled to their full length. The Uzumaki clan were the stuff of legends, said to be been descended from Tenshi angels, themselves giving rise to their long lifespan and power, spoke Hiko. Naruto looked left and right admiring his new wings. You mentions bloodlines, Hiko Dono asked Naruto, standing tall. Allow me, Hiko interrupted Ryuka. The mighty tiger nodded, letting the dragon take the floor. The Namikaze clan, your father's family were ninjutsu specialists said to be descended from an ancient and noble clan lost to the ages. You are now the last Namikaze. Naruto, your second bloodline is called the Gonjin, the 5 rings. It grants you control over all the elements of ninjutsu, explained the mighty dragon. Naruto was shocked beyond belief. Never in his wildest dreams had he thought he would be standing in front of 3 creatures of legend, his body humming with energy and power, his mind open and clear, his past unlocked and his future before him. This is so awesome, he cheered, pumping a fist into the air, the legendary beasts laughing at the display. Now go forth, Namikaze Uzumaki Naruto, bring peace and justice to this tainted world. You have our utmost confidence and faith. Naruto nodded, smiling at the beast's return to this realm, and Naruto faded into the darkness, returning to reality, a new power about to be unleashed. The rise of the Anu Namikaze. The moon hung high in the cloudless night sky. A soft breeze blew through the grassy area where the motionless body of young Uzumaki Naruto laid. A pair of bright blue eyes snapped open and adjusted to the darkness. His head was pounding, his entire body ached like nothing he had ever felt before. Suddenly the pain in his head increased to such a degree he passed out, plunging into the darkness of his mind once again. Drip, drip. It was dark. Naruto's eyes snapped open. He felt water lapping at his body from all sides. He turned his head, his eyes focusing on a large golden gate secured with a paper bearing the kanji seal. He slowly got to his feet, his standing atop the water facing the cage. A pair of menacing red eyes glowed in the darkness behind the golden bars. Soon a large ominous shape moved into the light, the dark being of destruction known as the Kyuubi no Kitsune, 9-tailed fox. So my fleshling prison has finally graced me with his presence, said the Kyuubi baring its huge teeth. I am pleased you have finally had those blasted seals removed and now allow us to meet face to face. Naruto smiled, his bright blue eyes meeting the fiery orbs of the giant fox. What do you know of these seals, Kyuubi? He asked. Hardly surprising you weren't aware of them, after I was sealed within you by your blasted father. The civilian council of the Konoha was worried about the power that you would obtain. Not only were you the son of Uzumaki Kushina, my previous container, but also Namikaze Minato, their Yondaime. The seals were placed on you to lock away your memories of your parents and make you stupid, for the lack of a better word. Another seal was placed to contain your soul, thus severing your ties to the formidable bloodline you were born into and your connection to me. The final seal was lock away your bloodline limits themselves. The council thought it would contain you and allow them to do what they wanted. Little did they know that if you died it would release me from my prison, explained Kyuubi. Naruto grit his teeth, his fingernails digging into the skin of his palms. Those damn counselors had done nothing but treat him like common garbage his whole life, but now it was time to show them what he was truly capable of. What do you want from me, Fox? asked Naruto calmly. Why did you bring me here? The giant fox sat on its hind legs, its 9 tails swishing through the air behind it. I have brought you here for 2 reasons. Firstly, I wanted to say hi, now we can finally talk. Secondly, I will train you, but on one condition. Naruto eyed the fox carefully. Foxes were master of deception and trickery. What is this condition? Asked the young genin. I want you to kill a certain individual. Now you sound like that useless Uchiha. Naruto was interrupted by the legendary tailed beast slamming its head into the bars, as it let loose an almighty roar sending ripples out across the water. Do not compare me to those demons. Those evil eyes are what caused me to attack your village in first place, but that is a story for another time. Do you accept these terms? Naruto placed a finger on his chin. He would need training to control his newly unlocked abilities, and who better than a legendary tailed beast? I accept your terms, Kyuubi said, Naruto folding his arms smirking. The giant fox nodded before it became surrounded by red smoke. The colored mist swirled around its giant body, getting smaller by the second. Almost as quickly as it appeared it was gone, leaving behind the visage of a young redhead dressed in a white kimono, ample cleavage on display, long red locks drifting behind her. Naruto was dumbstruck. Who knew the Kyuubi was so hot? Staring his rude Naruto-kun, spoke the now human-sized Kyuubi. Naruto quickly shook his head, clearing his mind of dirty thoughts. Kyuubi. The young woman nodded yes. I thought this would be a more suitable way to train you. We will train here in your subconscious. Anything you learn here you will be able to use in the real world. Will we have enough time? Asked Naruto. Kyuubi smiled, nodding her head. For every day that passes here, only a minute passes in the real world, but I think we need to change the scenery, she said, clicking her fingers. The sewer soon changed into an open grassy field, filled with wooden targets and trees, a soft wind blowing through the area. Wow, this is your subconscious, Naruto. Everything here is in your control, so shall we begin, said the fox woman, smiling. Naruto nodded with vigor. He would finally be able to show everyone finally what he was made of. The next morning the sun was rising over Nami no Kuni, blinking against the bright light assaulting his eyelids. Naruto groaned as he sat up, rubbing his face. The memories of his subconscious training sessions with Kyuubi increased the intense ache his body was feeling. The tailed fox woman was a damn slave driver. He's never worked that hard in his life. Suddenly his eyes focused on a figure stood just in front of him. A young girl with straight black hair dressed in light green kimono, carrying a basket filled with herbs and plants. Hello there. You know it's dangerous to sleep outside, right? She said. Naruto slowly got to his feet. I am sorry. I must have fallen asleep. I was training, you see. The girl cocked her head to the side. Oh, I see. Judging by your headband you must be a ninja of Konoha. That's right. Uzumaki Naruto is my name, said the genin proudly, trying not to give too much away. What's yours? He finished. I am Haku. I was out this morning collecting some medical herbs for my father. This is no civilian. She has the same chakra signature as the Kiri hunter Nin from the fight with Zabuza, he thought. Haku, said Naruto, gaining the girl's attention. Your father wouldn't happen to carry a large sword and hail from Kurigakure no Sato, would he? Inquired Naruto. The shock registered on the young girl's face was confirmation enough. How? What? Who are you? She stuttered. Who I am exactly will be explained in due time, but I wish for you to relay a message to your father, he said, looking directly into the young girl's eyes. Once Gato has been dealt with, I wish to offer him a chance to stop running and live a better life. Can you give him that message? Haku nodded. Yes, I can deliver that message to him, but tell me, why do you want to help us so badly? No one has ever cared that much before. Because everyone deserves a second chance. We must all have a reason to fight to protect the ones we love, said Naruto, smiling before turning walking away. You are an interesting one, Uzumaki Naruto, she thought before disappearing back into the forest, returning to the hideout. Do you think it was wise to let her leave just like that, Naruto? Asked Kyuubi in his mind. Yes, I sense goodness in her, replied Naruto. Through this mindscape everyone deserves a second chance, Kyuubi, plus her father would be an outstanding Kenjutsu sensei. Well, I can't fault on that point. You would be more dangerous with a spoon at the moment, mocked the great-tailed beast from behind the seal on the boy's stomach. Thousands of years old, and that's the best comeback you've got, he replied with a deadpan voice. You just wait until I get to back down here, boy. Your ass will be mine, thundered Kyuubi. Yeah, whatever you say, Kyuubi. By the time Naruto made his way back to the bridge builder's house, everyone was still asleep, so he smoothly and quietly climbed the stairs and entered his room, climbing under the covers and quickly falling into the deep sleep, resting his tired and shattered body. Several hours later Naruto was awakened by a scream and raised voices coming from outside. As he bolted out of bed, he rushed to the window, his eyes widening at what he saw. Tsunami and her son captured and at the mercy of two of Gato's thugs. The shirtless and scarred bandit samurai grabbed Tsunami around the throat, bring her closer to him. The young mother turned her head away from the foul stench of the man breath, while his partner kept a tight hold on Inari. Hey Zori, she looks like she could be fun, the one-eyes man said, leering at Tsunami. What do you think? Waraji, just get it over with, said Zori, we have a job to do. Fine, whatever, replied Waraji, pulling his sword, readying it to kill his prisoner. Please not in front of my son, pleaded Tsunami. The samurai laughed with promptly stopped with a sizable rock rocketed through the air, striking the samurai holding Inari directly in the forehead, knocking him to the ground, writhing in pain. What the? Shouted Waraji, who looked in the direction the rock came from to find Naruto, standing there tossing another rock up and down, catching it again in his throwing hand. You know it's not very nice to capture innocent people and threaten them, said Naruto, glaring hard the one-eyed man. "Who the hell are you, kid?" shouted Zori, having recovered from the rock strike. "You both won't live long enough to remember my name," growled the lead genin, a fire lighting in his blue eyes. "Now release her and face me like men, or we'll run away like mice. Make your decision." The bandit samurai looked at each other before they both smirked. Waraji gripped his sword before tossing Tsunami to the ground as Inari ran over to his mother. The pair ran back inside the house, the young boy rushing to the window staring his brother and savior. He thought back to the conversation the Leaf Genin had with him the previous night. Never forget the sacrifice made by others, but use to fuel your resolve to improve and continue their legacy. Never forget, Inari, your father loved you and would want you to never lose faith. I promise I will remove Gato and bring back the soul of Wave Country. Inari remembered staring at her father's face in its photo frame. Naruto's words striking home. The young boy knew what he had to do. He would continue what his father started. He continued to stare out of the window as his brother prepared to face the samurai. "Well, prepare to die, kid. Well, make sure there are enough of you left to bury," said Zori. Naruto smirked. "Stupid bandits," he thought. "Well, if you think you can bandit, what are you waiting for, an invitation?" "Impudent little worm. Prepare to die," screamed Zori, charging forward, his partner joining him in the charge. "Fools," thought Naruto as his maid made a rapid series of hand seals before plunging both hands into the earth at his feet, calling out Doden, Doronami no Jutsu, Earth Style, Mud Wave. A large mud wave rose up in front of Naruto and broke over the charging samurai, catching them in a torrent of swift-moving water and earth. The wave moved quickly, forcing their battered bodies hard against the trees at the perimeter of the properly, fixing them in place. "You're going to have to do better than that, my friends, but I am sorry this must end. I have things to do, people to see, you understand, right?" said Naruto, openly mocking them. "Ah, you little brat, I'll kill you," screamed Waraji. Naruto narrowed his eyes. "You first," he said, completing another series of hand seals, calling out Fuden, Teifuken no Jutsu, Wind Style, Typhoon Blades. A fierce wind blasted through the area. Thousands of invisible wind blades cut dozens of trees into neat sections. Both Zori and Waraji screamed as they were thrown deeper into the forest, their screams falling silent as pools of blood leaked into the soil. They were dead. Naruto fell to a knee, taking in lungfuls of air. His body was still getting used to its newly unlocked powers. Using his bloodline took a lot out of him, but his chakra replenished quickly thanks to his huge reserves. He silently thanked the giant fox for the chakra control exercises she had pushed him through, a great help allowing him to pull off those techniques. "I wonder where Kakashi-sensei is, along with the Banshee and Emo boy," thought Naruto, standing to his feet. He stared down at his ripped and shabby bright orange jumpsuit. He grimaced. He really need to get some new clothes, but would have to wait. First he needed to find the team. "Naruto-kun, I sense your team are on the unfinished bridge engaging Zabuza and the girl you met in the forest," explained Kyuubi. "Right, thanks Kyuubi, I should get there fast." "Ni-san," shouted Inari, running to him. Naruto crouched down, grasping the young boy by the shoulders, looking directly into his eyes. "I am very proud of you, Inari. You stood up for yourself and your mother," Naruto said, smiling. "Now I need you to stay here and protect your mother for me. I need to go and save your grandfather." "All right. Hi Naruto, ni, I can do that." "Good, I'll be back." Naruto then disappeared in a blur, moving swiftly through the trees. This a result of his subconscious speed training allowing this to happen. Naruto sped towards the bridge, hoping his would arrive in time. He needed to. Lives depended on it. Clang. The noise made as the metal of a kunai and the raw steel of giant great sword met, locked in deadly combat. The kunai in the hand of the Konoha Junin Hitaki Kakashi, the copy ninja, a prodigy from a young age in the shinobi arts and prized student of the Yondaime Hokage, known as the copy ninja thanks to his lone Sharingan, the treasured dojutsu of the Uchiha clan. It was a gift from his fallen comrade Uchiha Obito, a gift that Kakashi had made a promise to repay. It was the last thing he did. His opponent, feared throughout Kurigakure as one of the seven swordsmen, the demon Momochi Zabuza, his mighty head-cleaving sword struggling against the kunai held by the copy ninja. "Why don't you just give Hitaki? Just hand me the old man and this will be over," taunted Zabuza. "I'll even make it quick." "I think I'll pass," replied the lazy-eyed Junin. The ninja then jumped away in opposite directions, putting some distance between them. Zabuza looked to his left to his apprentice Haku activate her ice mirrors. Inside the dome, a lone genin. "Uchiha Sasuke. Ha ha ha. I hope you ready to lose one of your students," copy ninja shouted the swordsman. "No one escapes the ice mirrors." Kakashi said nothing as he looked over his shoulder. He could see Sasuke was in real trouble, but he couldn't leave Zabuza unattended. If he did, it would endanger his other student Haruno Sakura, who was guarding the bridge builder. If you think that, then you clearly don't know an Uchiha when you see one. Zabuza heaved his sword onto his shoulder. Whatever, let's finish this before I start to get bored, he said. Kakashi nodded as he reached up to his headband and revealed his scarred and lone Sharingan eye. Let's finish this, he said. Be careful, Sasuke, he thought. The two Chunin ninja then jumped towards the other, doing battle once again. Meanwhile, trapped in a dome of ice mirrors, the ghostly image of the masked hunter Nin moving from panel to panel, Uchiha Sasuke was breathing hard. His entire body hurt and he had yet to lay a single hit on his opponent. Why don't you just give up, said Haku, hidden behind her mask. Your reasons for fighting do nothing but hinder your chances of beating me. Sasuke looked confused. And Uchiha's reasons for fighting are our own. I don't need anything more than that, he said. Then you are doomed to fail, replied Haku, who made a single hand sign as Senbon needles composed of water and ice descended from the dome. Sasuke dodged as best he could in the limited space the dome provided him, but many of the needles struck home. The pain in his body increased tenfold as the famed last Uchiha dropped the ground. Utterly defeated. How? I am an Uchiha. I will not be defeated by this weakling. I must kill Itachi. It is my goal. My vengeance, thought Sasuke, a power building up behind his eyes as they turned from jet black orbs of the night to blood red, a single kame in each. He had unlocked the Dujutsu of the Uchiha. The Sharingan. Haku moved out the mirror, Senbon needle in hand, the hunter ninja ready to strike the final blow. Believe me when I say I take no pleasure in ending your life, but it is Zabuza-sama's will and it must be done, said Haku. No, I will not let it end this way. Not will Itachi. Still breaths, thought the Uchiha as the Senbon needle descended ready to kill. Sasuke reacted quickly, his prone body phasing out, a bunchant clone, as he reappeared behind Haku, his fingers rapidly making hand seals before he called out. Kaden, Gukaku no Jutsu, fire style, great fireball technique. A large fireball erupted from the mouth of the genin, enveloping the dome in flames, Sasuke soon ending his technique. The masked hunter Nin nowhere to be seen. Once again you failed to realize you lack the strength of will to defeat me, said a voice from behind the leaf genin. Sasuke turned to see the hunter ninja unharmed, protected by the mirrors. His eyes widened, his body trembled. He don't even notice the Senbon needles descend once more. Until a scream pierced air over the mist-covered bridge. At the bridge entrance, Haruno Sakura, the only kunoichi on the team, stood kunai in hand protecting the bridge builder. Her worry was increasing by the second, the mist covering the bridge blocking her vision of her sensei and her precious Sasuke-kun. She prided herself on being the Uchiha's #1 fangirl. A scream filled the air, it pierced her very soul. It sounded like Sasuke. Sasuke-kun, she screamed. Meanwhile on the bridge, Zabuza's laugh filled the mist surrounding Kakashi. It seems you were wrong, Kakashi, about your precious student. Kakashi taunted the Kiri missing nin. Kakashi thought sadly he had failed to protect his students. Before he could wallow in self-doubt and failure, a voice called out loudly through the mist. Sweden, Suiryuden no Jutsu, water style, water dragon technique. Suddenly the mist cleared as a large water dragon rose up over the edge of the bridge and dived towards the swordsman, who jumped away avoiding the attack. What the? Said Kakashi. A shadowy blur then appeared on the bridge and raced towards the ice mirror dome, rapidly making seals as the mist cleared, quickly disappearing. His target revealed, the shadow called out. Doden, Iwagenkatsu no Jutsu, earth style, fist of rock. A large earth-made fist gathered around the new arrival's closed hand, its heavy weight striking the mirror, the shock wave easily shattering the mirror into hundreds of pieces. The shadow then quickly grabbed Sasuke and disappeared from the dome. Haku, surprised by the new arrival, failed to notice the burning explosive note that had been left on the furthest mirror. That was until it exploded, sending a tower of flame into the air and breaking the remaining mirrors. Haku was sent flying through the air, landing hard on the concrete surface of the bridge. What is this? Kakashi demanded Zabuza. The copy ninja focused his single eye as the new arrival came into view, his back to them, the bright orange jumpsuit a dead giveaway to the person's identity. Even if the bright blonde hair wasn't enough. Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto turned, looking over his left shoulder. Hey sensei, how's it going? Asked the blonde jovially. Would you mind explaining where you've been the last 2 days? In due time, Kakashi sensei. But we have a mission to finish, said Naruto before he looked down, having been alerted by a groaning noise at his feet. I didn't need you to save me, Dobi, said Sasuke weakly. Naruto glared hard at the fallen emo boy. Shut your face, Uchiha, before I decide to leave your sorry ass to die next time. Sasuke just groaned in response. Damn Dobi, he thought. Zabuza laughed at the little exchange. You have very weird students, Kakashi, but that blonde boy is an interesting one. To destroy one of Haku's mirrors like his did is an accomplishment, noted the swordsman. Yes, an interesting one indeed, thought Kakashi. He wondered what had brought about this change in the orange-wearing ninja. He sensed something was very different about the boy. Something he couldn't quite figure out. Zabuza readied his sword. Shall we finish this, Kakashi? Yes, I think we should, replied the Chunin as he reached into his flak jacket, pulling a scroll from its holder before taking a swipe of blood from a wound Zabuza had inflicted earlier. He swiped his blood-covered thumb down the center of the scroll and then slammed it into the ground, calling out Doden, Kuchiyos, Suiga no Jutsu, Earth Style, Summoning Technique, Tracking Fang Technique. Zabuza soon found himself trapped. A pack of ninja dogs held him in place, jaws and teeth sinking into his flesh, the Kiri nin wincing in pain at the feeling of sharp teeth penetrating his skin. He was trapped. You want this to end, said Kakashi, standing to his full height. My nin dogs now have your scent. You're trapped in their iron bite. Now it's time to show you my one true original technique, he finished as he crouched slightly, his right hand down, his left gripping its opposite at the wrist. Lightning energy gathered around the famed Konoha ninja in a ring. Reikiri, lightning blade. Kakashi then unleashed a burst of speed, hurtling towards the deadly Kiri missing nin. Kakashi leapt up, rearing back his lightning-covered hand and thrusting it forward. His Sharingan eye caught sight of Haku, who had suddenly appeared in front of her master, protecting him. I will not allow you to kill Zabuza-sama, cried Haku. However, it was too late to stop the attack as the copy ninja's lightning-encased hand plunged into its target, but not the one he was expecting. A earth and rock barrier had surrounded the Kiri ninjas, protecting them from the lightning-based attack. Kakashi pulled his head out as the earthen barrier fell. Naruto, what are you doing? Kakashi-sensei, please don't kill them, pleaded Naruto, the source of the barrier that had protected the pair. I believe they deserve a second chance. Kakashi eyed his student carefully. He was wondering if the young boy had completely lost his mind, but it dawned on him they could be of some use to Konoha. All right, Naruto. The pair of Kiri ninjas were observing the exchange with interest, as Kakashi released Zabuza from his nin dog trap before stuffing his hands into his pockets. The group of ninja were interrupted by the sound of clapping behind them, coming from the uncompleted end of the bridge. It was Gato, the crime lord who had invaded Wave along with his army of thugs. Who would have through the great demon of Kiri wound be beaten by Leaf Ninja and kids at that, sneered Gato. It seems my faith was misplaced in you, Zabuza. What do you want, Gato? The small man tapped his cane onto the concrete, as his army of thugs stood behind him, looked itching for a fight. I want that old man dead, shouted Gato, but now I get the chance to kill you as well. Besides, these Iwa ninjas I found accepted a much lower offer for their service. Out of the crown of samurai stepped forward two Iwa ninjas, each a scratch through their headbands missing nins. The male of the pair was a hulking man mountain of a ninja, his bulging muscle barely contained by the material of his clothing, the woman beautiful and slender with bright green hair. Kill them all, screamed Gato as his men rushed towards the ninja. Naruto then walked up, standing side by side with Zabuza. Nay, Zabuza-san, I'll make you a deal. If I kill more thugs than you both, you and Haku will return to Konoha with us. The Kiri ninja mulled this offer quickly. It would be nice to finally stop running, he thought before looking at Naruto directly in the eye. What if I win? He asked. Then you can go on your merry way. Zabuza hefted his sword to his shoulder, as Haku stood ready to attack. You got yourself a deal, kid. Let's cut loose, said the swordsman. Naruto nodded happily. All right. Kakashi just stood shocked. What happened to the slightly idiotic hyperactive knucklehead ninja that was Naruto before they left? He would definitely need to report this to the Hokage. Nei sensei, are you okay? Asked Naruto, shaking his head, clearing his mind. Yes, Naruto, thank you. Let's finish this mission. Naruto observed his sensei and Zabuza phase out in a blur, as did Haku. Naruto closed his eyes, focusing his chakra, quickly completing a series of hand seals before he called out his attack as the thugs drew closer. Poised to end his life, Naruto narrowed his eyes. He focused his chakra as he saw the band of thugs rush towards him. As a single bead of sweat ran down his cheek, he knew what he had to do for the people of Wave for justice to be served. Completing his final hand seal, he screamed out over the noise of the onrushing samurai Raiden, Kukihi no Jutsu, lightning style, final light. Naruto thrust his hands forward as large ball of lightning energy gathering between his clawed fingers. As a large white beam of energy swept past the onrushing samurai, men and bodies were sent flying into the air, crashing into the water below. Naruto took a fight stance, smirking at his enemy. Naruto, ease off the ninjutsu for a bit, it's straining your newly opened bloodline limit, echoed Kyuubi in his mind. Right, replied Naruto through his mind. Naruto ducked as katana blade sailed over his head. Naruto jumped into the air and rocked the lone samurai attacker with a solid roundhouse kick. His body was sent flying back, skidding along the surface of the bridge, talking his cohorts with him. You are all scum, screamed Naruto following that swine Gato. Now you will all face justice by my hand. He finished, throwing his hand to the side, calling out Shiroiko, white lightning, his gift from the White Tiger clan, appearing in his hand, gleaming in the sunlight. You think you can take us all, brat? You and that toothpick, taunted one of the samurai, causing the others to laugh. Naruto glared hard at the thugs. You will all do well to remember your place. Come on, let's just kill this kid. Yeah, let's get him. The band of thugs facing with Naruto rushed in again, unknowingly charging towards their own deaths. In an instant, Naruto pushed the blade free from its scabbard with his thumb, his chakra building before he screamed out, Itoryu Ei, Kari Tora, one sword style, draw and resheath technique, hunting tiger. As Naruto unsheathed his sword, a large crescent-shaped energy blade rushed towards the onrushing samurai. A large explosion billowed into the air, leaving behind the bodies of a few dozen samurai, all dead at his feet. Kami-sama, Kakashi, where did you find this kid? Asked Zabuza, very impressed with the kid's kenjutsu skill. I have no idea, he responded. Naruto, what happened to you? Thought the copy ninja. From his prone position, Uchiha Sasuke had the perfect viewpoint. He was witnessing the dead last of his academy class lay waste to dozens of samurai, almost like they were nothing. His teeth gnashed in anger. How does he have this power? I deserve it more. I need to kill him, raged the young Uchiha. That idiot. He'll never be better than Sasuke-kun, thought the pinkett. As Naruto sheathed his blade, a shadow phased into view behind him. It was one of the larger missing Iwa ninja. A giant fist raised into the air, ready to crush the young leaf ninja under its weight. The fist impacted the bridge surface, kicking up a cloud of dust. Naruto shouted. Kakashi, seeing his student take the hit. You're going to have to try better than that, Rocky-chan said a voice as Naruto appeared unharmed some distance from the Iwa nin, who was growling in anger at the nickname. Saijin, do not let that little brat rattle your cage, shouted the female Iwa nin. Naruto smirked, clearly have achieved his goal of angering his rather large opponent. He placed his sword on his back as a white cloth appearing diagonally across his chest, securing its place. Well, want to try again? Saijin screamed in rage. The hulking Iwa nin was always slow in thought and quick to anger, a very useless combination in a shinobi. You're dead now, brat, screamed Saijin. Naruto smirked, however that soon dropped from his face when Saijin slammed his giant fists into the ground. The Iwa Chunin screamed out Doden, Oritsu no Yorai, earth style, royal armor, earth and giant slabs of concrete then gathered around Saijin, until he stood 10 feet tall with giant fists and the body of a rock golem. You ready to die, brat, screamed Saijin. Naruto simply curled his fingers. Saijin screamed in rage and dashed forward, the ground shaking under his heavy pounding steps. Naruto rolled forward and phased out and reappeared standing at the edge of the bridge, the misty and choppy waters of Nami below. Oh, Rocky-chan, Naruto shouted. Saijin growled under his breath. He turned his hulking rock-covered body and charged towards Naruto. That's it. Come on, a little more, whispered Naruto. As the hulking Iwa nin drew closer, Naruto thrust his fist forward before calling out Ninpu. Aikikasui ninja art. Chain spike, a long length of gray metal chain links extended out from Naruto's arm, at the tip a deadly needle-sharp spike. The metal chain easily penetrated the rock-covered Saijin's body before wrapping around the leg. Naruto once again focused his chakra and made a single seal. Once again he called out of the battle noise. Raiden, Kasurai no Jutsu, lightning style, chain lightning. A large electrical current raced down the chain. It soon enveloped the rock-clad Iwa nin, who screamed in pain. However, soon his entire body dissolved into a pile of mud. Naruto looked left to right before jumping into the air, avoid a reappearing Saijin's attack. Tsuchi Bunshin thought Naruto. Naruto, you need to end this soon. The strain your bloodlines are placing on your body will soon be beyond my healing factor. Your body just isn't used to its new abilities, said Kyuubi. Understood. Naruto once again extended his hand to the side, calling back Shiroiko. He then disappeared in a blur of speed, dashing towards the Iwa ninja, who turned just in time to see Naruto slash with his blade and reappear into view crouched behind him. Naruto stood to his full height and sheathed his blade. With a final click, Saijin's chest exploded into a plume of blood, a slash mark extending from hip to shoulder. Itoryu. Harasuke, one sword style. Hell's Gate, whispered Naruto. Naruto, look out, screamed Kyuubi. Naruto looked over his shoulder to find the second Iwa ninja leaping towards him, attacking from his blind spot, but the Leaf Genin reacted quicker, moving in a blur speed, missing the heavy rock-encased punch. The kunoichi landed at the spot Naruto once stood, her eyes darting from left to right searching for her prey. But it soon found her. Naruto was his position high above, descended to the ground, his fist in front cutting a path through the air. He disappeared in a blur of speed and reappeared just above the completely oblivious kunoichi. He called out, Kusoku, Shindo Gyosha, high gear, impact driver. The resulting impact was devastating, as the female ninja had no time to react before her entire body was sent rocketing to the ground, so hard she blasted a hole directly in the concrete surface and falling into the waters below. Naruto stood staring down through the hole, ensuring his enemy was defeated. He turned and walked towards his sensei and Zabuza, the bodies of dozens of samurai littered at their feet. He didn't say anything as he passed and stood over the cowering form of Gato. Please don't kill me, whimpered the crime lord. Give me one reason why I should NT. Growled Naruto. The almost crying criminal tried to crawl away, only for Naruto to place a foot on his back, holding him in place. You will pay for the crimes you have committed against the people of Wave, Gato growled Naruto as he hauled the tiny man to his feet and threw him into the air. He sailed over the edge of the bridge only to be caught and secured by a chakra chain courtesy of Naruto, which left him swinging above the water. Naruto smirked at his handiwork before turning around. He was met with the shocked faces of Kakashi, Zabuza and Haku. What? Nothing. But you know I am going to have to tell the Hokage about this, right? Kakashi stated nervously, somewhat shocked at the blonde's display once moments ago. Naruto just smiled and nodded. I know, Kakashi-sensei, he said before turning to the Formkiri swordsman and his young apprentice. I think I won the bet, Zabuza-san. The masked missing nin nodded, folding his arms. I believe you did, Gaki. Looks like we're going to Konoha. Then suddenly, out of the mist that shrouded the very end of the bridge, a loud cheer rose up as dozens of rogue samurai appeared. Hey, that Gaki killed our meal ticket, let's get him, one of them shouted before they all rushed forward. Suddenly they all stopped when 3 arrows landed at the feet of the lead group. The ninja turned to see the citizens of Wave had gathered, all carrying makeshift weapons, leading them the bridge builder's grandson Inari. We've come to help, Ni-san, shouted the boy. Naruto smiled before he turned to look at the Rouge, who were charging once again. He looked left at Kakashi, who nodded, then right to Zabuza, who did the same. The blonde then make the distinctive hand seal of crossed fingers, calling out, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. In clouds of smoke, dozens of Naruto clones appeared on the bridge, followed by dozens of copies of the Kakashi. Zabuza followed suit with his water clones. The 3 ninja and their clones then jumped into the melee. The bodies of samurai were sent flying everywhere as the battle raged on for only a minute or two. The hapless attackers no match for a rampaging blonde genin and 2 seasoned Chunin. That afternoon, with the battle over and the bodies of the dead samurai pushed into the sea, Gato was hauled up from his hanging position under the bridge. He was swiftly knocked out and placed into a ceiling scroll by Kakashi. Team 7 stood at the bridge exit, no completed by Tezuna's workers, and the exit gate painted red, proudly displaying the bridge's new name. I think it's a great name, Gigi, said Inari. Indeed, Tu-chan, a fine name for our savior, said Tsunami. The name the bridge was given, the Great Naruto Bridge. As the people of Wave watched their savior's departure, Inari ran ahead and shouted, his small voice carrying through the air to reach Naruto. Thank you, Ni-san. Don't be a stranger. Naruto smiled, turning to Wave. Goodbye, take care, guys, he shouted. The journey to Konoha wasn't long, but it certainly gave them all something to think about. I need to train more. These powers are a gift to protect everyone, thought Naruto. Indeed, Naruto-kun, I shall help in your fight, replied Kyuubi. The obsidian eyes of an Avenger Uchiha were boring holes into the back of the blonde. The power he had displayed on the bridge should NT belong to him. They belong to an Uchiha and soon they would. Soon your power will be mine, Dobi, he thought. The pink-haired howler monkey just had a stars in her eyes gazing at her beloved Sasuke-kun is so cool, she thought. So misguided. I'll look forward to this Gaki's progress. He sure is an interesting one, thought the form-kiri swordsman. Well done, Naruto-kun. You discovered your reason to battle, thought Haku. May you never lose that goal. Kakashi had other things on this mind. The display Naruto put on at the bridge battle was something the Hokage needed to be told. Maybe the Kyuubi had finally taken over the blonde's body. He detected no signs of evil. It was all Naruto. Naruto, what happened you two? You thought the copy ninja. The Konoha ninja soon jumped into the trees, making their way back the village, plus 2 passengers unaware that a legacy had been born in the tiny island nation, a legacy that would echo through the ages. The legacy of the Blade Edge. Kakashi, you can't be serious. The aged voice of Sarutobi Hiruzen, the Sandaime Hokage of the Konohamaru no Sato, echoed through his office. He had just received a detailed report on the wave mission. The clearly enhanced skills displayed by one blonde-haired shinobi were the topic of discussion. The aloof Chunin nodded. I cannot be more serious, Hokage-sama. Something has happened to Naruto, he said. The Sandaime sighed before standing up and walking towards the large window. Its view over the village in the daytime sunlight was breathtaking. The old ninja's mind raced with the details of his adopted grandson. Excellent work, Kakashi. Please keep an eye on Naruto and report back to me your findings, ordered the Sandaime. Hi, Hokage-sama. With the Kakashi disappeared in a puff of smoke, he left an aged Hokage with his thoughts of one wild knuckle-headed ninja. In another part of the village, an empty training ground, in the foliage of a large tree, a certain blonde sat cross-legged on a large branch, his eyes closed and fingers and knuckles pressed together in deep meditation. In his mindscape, Naruto was breathing hard, his lungs burned, his muscles ached. The extreme effort of training his body in this form provided physical results in the real world. Good. Most excellent, Naruto-kun, said the Kyuubi, the almost blood-red kimono she wore flowing in the breeze that drifted across the grassy plain created in Naruto's mind. Thank you, sensei, replied Naruto. Naruto-kun, by conditioning your body it will improve the use of your bloodlines, explained Kyuubi, stepping in front of the young genin. The strain you placed on your body in Nami cannot be repeated. I healed you this time, but I fear there would not be a second chance. Naruto nodded as he took a combat stance once again. Kyuubi nodded. All right, begin. Once you've finished, you are to make as many cage bunshin as you can. We must prepare you for the Chunin exams. Naruto didn't reply as he moved through his stances and moves with silent and efficient steps. Once completed, he moved over to a nearby tree. He jumped, his hands gripping the tree bark, his body hanging below. He then lifted his body up with arm strength alone, his biceps clenching with each lift up. Then with a feat of acrobatics, Naruto spun his body until his was sitting on the tree branch. He then leaned back and went about suspended abdominal crunches, the visible play of his muscles clearly evident under his skin. Naruto then dropped down, landing gently. Suddenly his head snapped to the side, his real-world self sensing something in the distance. His ocean blue eyes snapped open as he rolled backwards, his arms pushing into the ground, sending him into the air, landing on his feet. His right hand at his hip, a kunai spinning through his fingers as he took a stance, weapon at the ready. But he saw nothing. Naruto-kun, be ready, I sense evil in this area, said Kyuubi in his mind. Right, replied Naruto. Naruto's eyes focused when suddenly 3 kunai raced towards, bursting out of the tree line. The young leaf ninja reacted quickly, batting the kunai away. He then launched his own, the sharpened point embedding in the bark of a tree at the edge of the small forest in the training ground. The area then erupted in a large explosion. The paper explosive note Naruto had attached, blasting trees from the ground. A human-shaped shadow then darted into the clearing, standing 6 feet in height in the attire of a ninja, the headband tied around his forehead, surprised Naruto. A Megakure no Sato, the village hidden in the rain. Aim. What would he want with us, said Kyuubi. Naruto didn't reply but kept his attention solely focused on the new arrival, who stood with an air of arrogance about him. You should know better than to attack a ninja of the village you are currently standing in, said Naruto. Either that or you clearly have a death wish. The AIM ninja just smirked. You've got a big mouth for someone so short. State your purpose here before I make you eat those words, spat Naruto. The AIM ninja simply smirked again, folding his arms. I am here for the annual Chunin exams, but I sensed something powerful and decided to test out my abilities, said the AIM ninja. Little did I know it was just some brat. Naruto clenched his fist, his nails digging into the palm of his hand. Tell me your name. He whispered. Yugatsu. If you wish to fight me so badly, then come and test yourself, said Naruto, an edge to his voice as hard and as cold as steel. Yugatsu reached behind him, gripping the handle of his umbrella, the signature weapon of an aim ninja. He threw the umbrella into the air. The simply object opened as hundreds of thin black needles rained from the sky, heading towards Naruto, who deftly back-flipped, avoiding the deadly projectiles. Naruto landed back on the ground, the momentum causing him to slide across the dirt, his feet digging in. He dashed towards Yugatsu. The aim ninja, seeing the attack clearly, jumped away only for the image of Naruto to disappear. An after image, he thought. Yugatsu jumped into the air, his eyes scanning frantically for any sign of the blonde-haired ninja. He soon felt it before he saw it. The aim ninja then felt a strong kick to his left shoulder, sending his body spinning, his head now pointed at the ground. He then felt arms and legs wrap around his body. The two tangled bodies then fell towards the ground. Naruto called out, Aikiryu. Kukuakushiki, first dragon, air strike. Yugatsu head impacted the ground with tremendous force. A shock wave radiated out in all directions. Naruto rolled away from the body he had just forced into the earth and stood ready. The power he had felt rolling off of this mere genin meant an attack like the one he had just used wouldn't spell the end of this opponent. He knew one simply truth: Yugatsu was no genin. The aim ninja wrenched his body out of the dirt. His dark eyes bored holes into the Konoha genin, who simply stood, his face displaying an image of indifference. It's going to take more than that, said Yugatsu. Naruto smirked. I thought so. Yugatsu clenched his fist before his body dissolved into a puddle of water. Naruto jumped back, putting some distance between himself and his enemy. Blue eyes scanned the area, his body humming with energy. Naruto's eyes widened as he felt an immense heat coming from behind him. Yugatsu smirked, having unleashed a large fireball streaking towards the young blonde ninja. His eyes widened as large explosion filled the grassy area of the training field. It seems you failed my test, young genin, said Yugatsu. The aim ninja soon had his mouth firmly shut. As a heavy fist impacted his jaw, his body was sent rocketing into the tree line, the sheer force breaking trees in half as his body crashed into the dirt. Naruto soon appeared above the clearly broken body of his enemy. It seems you failed your own test, Baka, said Naruto. Yugatsu tried to speak, blood clogged his throat. Only a gargle escaped his lips before his eyes closed. Naruto closed his own eyes and disappeared in a flash, but his sudden departure meant he missed the body of the aim ninja break into a puddle of water. The unharmed body of Yugatsu then stepped out from behind a tree, smirking. The master must be informed of this, said Yugatsu before disappearing in a flash. Naruto appeared in a flash, stood atop the railing on the roof of the Hokage tower, his bright blue eyes staring out over the village. It's a beautiful sight, isn't it, said an aged voice from behind. Naruto smiled, looking over his shoulder. The Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi stood, his pipe hanging from his mouth, his robes fluttering in the breeze. Gigi, I was wondering when you would come to speak with me, said Naruto, looking out over the village again. Sarutobi walked towards the railing, standing next to his adopted grandson. It seems we are both seeking answers, Naruto. Did you know of the seals that were placed on me, asked the blonde. Sarutobi sighed. He knew this day would come, but he hoped it wouldn't be this soon. But the world was often unpredictable, no more so than Uzumaki. Naruto. It was the night the Kyuubi attack started the Sandaime. As you know, your father the Yondaime sealed the Kyuubi into your body, but before any of us could reach you, waylaid by the chaos of the battle, you were found crying on the ground some distance from your father's body. You appeared fine and we suspected nothing, but... Naruto looked down at the aged Hokage. But what, Gigi? On the ground nearby was a dead ninja belonging to Ruden group, supremely loyal to Danzo. Naruto fist clenched in anger. Danzo, a scheming war hawk, he thought. Naruto-kun, you must be careful around Danzo, said Kyuubi in his mind. He may be as old as the Hokage, but he is something not to be messed with. We must bide our time. You're right, Kyuubi. In time I will send Danzo to the Shinigami myself, he replied back. He was broken from his revere as the Hokage spoke up. Naruto, I am so very sorry I was unable to protect you. I have failed your father's dying wish. Naruto smiled and jumped off the rail and walked away, but not before he placed a hand on his surrogate grandfather's shoulder. Worry not, Hokage-sama. I know you did all you could, Naruto said, smiling. My faith in you or this village has not faltered. Besides, you will need something to take that hat from you eventually, said Naruto, smiling a foxy grin. Sarutobi released a breath he didn't even know he was holding, but he couldn't have been more proud than he was at this very moment. Minato, Kushina, I wish you could be here to witness the birth of the true Naruto, thought the aged ninja. Somewhere else in the village, Naruto was walking down a street. He sensed movement behind him and saw a rock following him. Konohamaru, mentally sighed Naruto. The blonde disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Almost as soon as he did, the rock flipped over, revealing the Sandame's grandson Konohamaru and his friends Udon and Moegi. Where did he go? Shouted Konohamaru. Suddenly it was as if time slowed as Naruto appeared directly in the center of the three friends and held a kunai poised ready. Naruto leaned down and whispered in the young boy's ear. Boo! Konohamaru jumped straight out of skin, screaming in fear, his friends doing the same. Naruto chuckled at the sight as he placed his kunai away. That wasn't funny, Oyabun, boss, shouted Konohamaru. Well, it's your own fault. Rocks don't follow people, kid. Konohamaru pouted, folding his arms. I told you, Konohamaru, it wouldn't work. The boss is just too good, said Udon. Naruto just laughed at the three as they started to argue, until a loud screech pierced the air, almost the sound a howler monkey would make. Naruto. Naruto turned to see Sakura stomping towards him. Yes, Sakura. The pink-haired genin looked steamed. Kakashi-sensei called a meeting. He sent me to find you. You're an hour late, Bakashi screamed. Hey Oyabun, is she your girlfriend? Asked Konohamaru. Naruto sighed and bonked the kid on the head, knocking him to the ground. Get real, Konohamaru. Konohamaru swiftly righted himself. Yeah, I sure you could do much better than a pink-haired howler monkey, Konohamaru said, smiling. Naruto almost failed to contain his laughter as he noticed a fire erupted in both of Sakura's eyes, the flames stoked higher and higher by the second. Time to go. Hey kid, we better run, Naruto said as he took off running in the other direction. Boss, Konohamaru wondered before he caught the angry look into Sakura's eyes. Boss, wait up, don't leave us with that thing. The three kids then took off running, following Naruto. Get back here, you little brats, screeched Sakura. Konohamaru ran as hard as he could before he ran into the something hard, knocking him to the ground. Ouch! Konohamaru was then lifted into the air, a hand grabbing his shirt and scarf. Hey you little brat, that hurt, said a young genin from Sunagaku no Sato, his face covered in purple painted lines and a black jumpsuit and a bandaged object hanging on his back. Kankuro, leave the kid alone before he finds out. Don't worry Tamari, this will be over before you know it, he said. He suddenly stopped when he felt the cold steel of a kunai at his neck. Kankuro turned to meet the ice blue eyes of Naruto. How did he get behind me, thought Kankuro. Drop the kid or I drop you head from your shoulders, hissed Naruto. Kukuku, now why should I listen to you, brat, taunted Kankuro. Naruto tightened grip, pressed the point of his blade into the skin of Kankuro's neck. Because your life will not be the only I will end if you do not comply, said Naruto as Kankuro turned his head to find an exact copy of Naruto holding a kunai to Tamari's neck. Seeing no way out of this situation, he dropped Konohamaru. The young boy landed promptly on his backside. You okay, Konohamaru? Asked Naruto, not once releasing his captives. I am good, Oyabun. Now we're all going to relax and act as ninja should. But first call out that redhead hiding in the tree, said Naruto as the two Suna ninjas' eyes widened. Then a whirl of sand, said redhead, appeared on the ground as Naruto released his captives and stood with the youngsters as Sakura finally arrived. What's your name? Asked the redhead. Naruto smirked, seeing as you're the visitors, you first. Sabaku no Gara, Uzumaki. Naruto. The two stood staring into each other's eyes, sizing each other up. A full minute passed before Gara turned and walked away. Kankuro, you were an embarrassment to our village, said Gara. But Gara, shut up or I will kill you. Kankuro promptly shut his mouth. Sakura then thought it was a bright idea to open her own mouth and ask a question. But wait, why are Suna ninja here in the village? It was Tamari who answered, we are here for the annual Chunin exams. With the said, the three Suna genin departed. Naruto stood there watching their retreating forms. Subaku no Gara, I will look forward to your meeting in the exams, he thought. The five some then left themselves, Naruto and Sakura heading towards their sensei's meeting, the Konohamaru Corp off to find more mischief. An interesting exams indeed. Uchiha Sasuke, the last of the famed and great Uchiha clan, one of the founding clans of Konoha dating back to the time of the Shodaime, until one fateful night that Sasuke's older brother Itachi slaughtered the entire clan, leaving only Sasuke alive. It had turned the young ninja into a bloodthirsty avenger, his one mission to kill Itachi and avenge his clan. But at his current power level he knows that would not be possible. He needs more power, that he is sure. Now he knows exactly where to get. His dark eyes were currently staring into the back of one Uzumaki Naruto. He had witnessed the supposedly dead last defeat samurai and Iwa ninjas in Nami, which a power unknown to everyone else. Where did he get this power? How can I make it mine? The question burning in Sasuke's mind. All he knew was he needed power to kill Itachi, and Naruto could provide that power. Said blonde was unaware of the Dark Avenger's musings. He was having a brief conversation with Kyuubi in his mind. Well, Naruto-kun, it is time for the Chunin exams, said Kyuubi. It's time to show the world just what you can do. Right, Kyuubi, replied Naruto. Tam 7 were making their way to the Ninja Academy, a meeting with Kakashi where he explained the team had been nominated for the annual Chunin exams. The tournament was used as a showcase to display a village's power and prominence and allow genins the chance of promotion. They entered the academy and up the staircases, their destination room 301. The hallways were filled with other Chunin exams hopefuls. Naruto's ocean blue eyes noticed a group trying to gain access to room 301 but finding it blocked by two gray-clad Chunin. Come on, you got to let us in for the exams, said a genin. No chance, kid, you will only fail. Sasuke, sensing a chance to get one over his blonde competition, stepped forward, an arrogant smirk gracing his face. Why don't you drop the genjutsu? We are heading up to the real room 301, said the Avenger. Naruto simply shook his head and slapped a palm to his forehead. Foolish little Uchiha, said Naruto, causing Sasuke to grit his teeth, the blonde voice sounding like Itachi's. It was a test to weed out the weakest entrants. You've just made our job harder, Baka. Shut your mouth, Dobi, hissed Sasuke. Yeah, shut your mouth, Baka. Sasuke-kun is twice the ninja you will ever be, screeched Sakura. Naruto smirked, clearly enjoying getting under his supposed teammates' skins. It was then another voice interrupted their altercation. Do you three rookies have to make so much noise? Naruto looked over to see three new arrivals. The white pupilless eyes of Hyuga Neji, a branch house member of the most noble clan of Konoha. Since the clan's formation it had been separated into very distinct groups. The main house and the branch house each serve a purpose. The branch was to protect the main family members. Should a branch house member be captured or killed, a seal known as the caged bird seal would seal the prized dujutsu of the clan, the Byakugan, away forever. His companions were a bun-head girl carrying a large scroll and a kid dressed in green spandex. Naruto did not recognize these two but was very freaked out by the size of the green spandex boy's eyebrows. Kama-sama, I think one of these caterpillars just moved, said Kyuubi. Naruto's calm facade did not falter, but inside he was disgusted. The green spandex-clad boy then rushed over to Sakura and grabbed her hand, looking directly into her eyes. Sakura-chan, my beautiful cherry blossom, please say you will do the honor of going out with me. Sakura was beyond freaked out. This strange boy tightly holding her hand. You no way, my heart belongs to Sasuke-kun, screeched Sakura, yanking her hand from his grasp. Spandex hung his head in dismay, before tightening his fists then striking a pose. It was as the sunset appeared behind him as he shouted at the top of his lungs. Then I, Rock Lee, emblazoned by the powers of youth, will fight for your heart against Uchiha Sasuke, he screamed. The surrounding genin were shocked at his display of utter weirdness. Naruto stood impassively, his right eye twitching slightly at the spandex-clad genin. Sasuke smirked and stepped forward. If you want to fight, you've got it, said the Uchiha. Naruto shook his head and stepped forward, grabbing the Avenger by the back of his shirt and dragged him away. The Uchiha, unprepared for the grab, kicked and thrashed, trying to break Naruto's iron grip. What the hell are you doing, Dobi? Let me go. Yeah, release Sasuke-kun, Baka, screeched the howler monkey. The blonde fixed his supposed teammates with icy glares. We do not have time for this. We have yet to reach our destination, so let's go, said Naruto, dragging Sasuke as Sakura followed, still screaming. Neji stepped forward. So this is the hope for Konoha ninja, weaklings looking to defy fate. Naruto stopped and looked back over his right shoulder, a single icy blue meeting empty whites. You do well to remember your place, Hyuga. Protection is your only job, not to run your mouth about matters beyond your understanding, said Naruto, an empty and cold tone to his voice. The young Hyuga shook with an absolute rage. How dare this common trash insult me? He will now pay the price, thought Neji as his body assumed the first stance of the feared Juken Taijutsu of the Hyuga clan. The room turned black on the ground. A green line map surrounded by kanji symbols and a yin-yang appeared. You are within my field of divination, he said. To witness your own death, whispered Naruto, who had disappeared and reappeared, a kunai point digging into the skin of the young Hyuga's neck. Neji was shocked he had moved so fast. How? As I said, you do well to remember your place, Hyuga. In this world only the strongest souls with the will to protect others survive. Naruto released the genin and turned, spinning his kunai between his fingers as he once again grabbed Sasuke and marched up the stairs. Neji was relaxed his stance and was joined by his shocked and astonished teammates, who had never seen such a display. Who the hell was that? Neji asked the bun-haired girl Tenten Higurashi. I do not know, but he will not defy his fate as it has already been written, said Neji, unimpressed by the blonde's words. Team 9 then marched up the stairs, all 3 members left with much to think about, except Lee, who simply shouted youth at the top of his lungs as he always did. Team 7 reached the top floor and saw Kakashi waiting for them, the lazy Chunin smirking under his mask. Good, you're all here. I thought for sure you would be caught in the false room, he said, looking at each of them. Have a little faith, sensei, said Naruto, smirking. Kakashi shrugged. Well, anyway, the first test is through this door. Good luck, he said simply before puffing away in a cloud of white smoke. Naruto smirked before he picked up the still kicking and thrashing, before suddenly throwing him through the closed door, which thundered open as the Avenger landed in a heap on the ground. The noise had alerted all of the other genin entrants who were glaring at the new arrived genins. Man, so this is the Chunin exams, said a new voice. Naruto turned and saw a new team had arrived, composed of Inuzuka Kiba and his canine partner Akamaru, the meek and shy heiress of the Hyuga clan Hinata, and finally the quiet loner that was Aburame Shino. Hey dog breath, said Naruto, ribbing Kiba. A canine growl escaped the Inuzuka heir. What was that, Dobi, he screamed. Naruto just stood there smirking at Kiba's display of bravado. Go eat your chew toy, Kiba, said Naruto, folding his arms. Before Kiba had a chance to say anything else, another voice interrupted them. Man, you are all so troublesome. Some of us were trying to sleep. Naruto re-energized them as Team 10, consisting of the brilliant but supremely lazy Nara Shikamaru, the big-boned Akamichi Choji, and Yamanaki Ino. The latter let loose a scream as she jumped towards Sasuke and hung around his neck. Oh, Sasuke-kun, did you miss me, said Ino. Sakura grit her teeth. Back off, Ino pig, she screamed. Ino narrowed her eyes. What was that forehead? Ino screamed back. Naruto shook his head as he sensed another presence appear in front of the genin, much older than them, with gray hair ties loose in a ponytail and thin glasses covering his eyes. Man, you genin are so noisy. You should remember to keep the noise down if you want to get through this test, said the new arrival. Naruto regarded the man with an intense gaze. His sensed a power level far exceeding that of a normal genin. In fact, it resembled the level he sensed from Kakashi. This was wrong. There was no way he was a genin. Naruto-kun, you are correct. This is no normal ninja. I am getting a heavy scent of snakes coming from him as well, said Kyuubi. What's your name? Asked Naruto. The man looked directly at Naruto. My name is Yakushi Kabuto. This is my 7th time participated in the exams and through my endeavors had gained access to a wealth of information on ninja. 7 times. No takes this exam 7 times and doesn't pass, thought Naruto. Sasuke then stepped forward. What kind of information? Kabuto pulled what looked like a deck of cards from his pocket. All I need is a name and I can tell you all you need to know, he said. Uzumaki, Naruto and Sabaku no Gaara listed off the avenging Uchiha. You know their names, that makes this easy, Kabuto said, searching his deck before pulling the correct card. Sabaku no Gaara, genin from Sunagakure no Sato, part of a team made of the Yondaime Kasuke's children, completed 3 C rank missions, 2 B rank, 3 A rank, and amazingly successfully completed an S rank. Hushed whispers filled the room as the aforementioned ninja stood, his arms folded against the wall at the far end of the room, leaving no response to the questions raised. Kabuto then pulled a second card in regards to Naruto, however the card suddenly burst into flames with a single finger snap from Naruto. My apologizes, Kabuto-san, but the mysteries of life are what make it interesting, said Naruto, much to the annoyance of the Uchiha and the card deck holder. Then suddenly clouds of smoke filled the room as the examiners appeared. At the head of the room stood, clad in black leather, his face heavily scarred, his gravely voice echoed through the room filled with Chunin hopefuls from all the ninja villages. All right, brats, Take you seats, said the scarred man. My name is Morino Ibiki Tokubetsu Junin of Konoha and head of the first test of the Chunin exams, being handed out to as a test of 9 questions. You have 30 minutes to complete the test, but be warned, anyone caught cheating will suffer the consequences. The test starts now, announced Ibiki. Naruto from his seat alongside Sasuke and Sakura regarded the test. The questions were something even a seasoned Junin would have trouble answering, let alone rookie genin. He quicker established the point was to cheat without anyone noticing. As he looked around the room, noticed others had also established the reason for this test. Naruto-kun, allow me to help, said Kyuubi through his mindscape. Naruto quickly burned through the questions with his tenant's help. He looked to his left at his teammate. Sasuke was using his newly unlocked Sharingan to copy the answers of another participant. Meanwhile, Sakura, being the bookworm, know the answers anyway. Soon enough the 30-minute time limit expired as Ibiki spoke up once again. All right, now for the final part of the written exam, the 10th and final question, but I must warn you once again, this is the hardest part. Now you all have a choice. You can either leave now with a simple raised hand, because if you answer this question and get it wrong your entire team fails. Now make your choice. But you haven't even given us the question yet, said Akusa Ninja from the back. Make your choice, you have 10 seconds. A wave of apprehension flooded the room, as raised hands shot up and teams being escorted out of the room. The Rookie 11 looked just as scared as the rest of the Chunin hopefuls. That was until an almost calming aura flooded the room, washing away the apprehension and fear. Ibiki felt the calming aura and tried to focus on its source but couldn't. He sighed before looking at the remaining ninja. Well, the 10th question is that you all have passed the first part of the exam. Congratulations, announced Ibiki. From his seat Naruto smirked, his arms folded. He had been the source of the aura that had flooded the room only a moment ago. He knew that some softer members of his team would cave under the pressure. He released the aura blast when he noticed Sakura's hand rise up into the air. Through his actions he had saved his team chances in the exam, and now they would advance to the next round, which was now as one of the glass windows exploded and a sign fell from the ceiling. The new arrival was a purple-haired, scantily clad ninja. As the sign said, Second Examiner Mitarashi Anko, Tokubetsu Junin of the village. You must be getting soft, Ibiki. There are a lot left here. The scarred examiner shrugged. Good bunch this year. Whatever. All right, brats, follow me to the second exam, shouted Anko before diving out of the broken window. Once the genin had departed, Ibiki collected all of the tests. When he reached Naruto's he found all of the answers to be correct, and at the bottom of the page a small note. Ibiki-sensei, I feel we have an intruder in our midst. Yakushi Kabuto is no normal genin. I leave this with you to check out. Ibiki chuckled having read the note. What an interesting kid he though, before he disappeared in a puff of smoke to report this to the Hokage. Meanwhile the assembled Chunin hopefuls had stopped in front of a fenced and gated area. A dark and menacing forest lay beyond. Boys and girls, I would like to welcome you all to Training Ground 44, also known as the Forest of Death. This marks the location for the second test, and for some of you it may become your final resting place, said Anko in menacing tone, lacing her words. Once again fear and apprehension filled the genin as they surveyed the dark forest. What horrors lay within they were about to find out. Naruto cast his blue eyes to the dark expanse of forest he saw before him, his body humming with anticipation about what was to come. His mind was so entranced he almost missed the explanation Anko was about to give to the Chunin hopefuls. All right, brats, listen up. Each team will be given either an Earth Scroll or a Heaven Scroll. Your task is to gain the corresponding scroll. Then make your way to the tower at the center of the forest. You have exactly 5 days to reach the tower. Once the sun sets on the 5th day, any teams remaining in the forest fail, shouted the Junin. Each team received their scroll as Naruto placed into in his pouch secured to his belt. He remained silent, awaiting the order to enter the forest. However, he couldn't shake an unpleasant feeling that washed over him. He turned to his left and narrowed his eyes at the sight of a tall, pale-skinned Kusa ninja. What is this feeling, he thought. Naruto-kun, are you okay? Asked Kyuubi. That Kusa ninja. Kyuubi, I can't shake the feeling something is very wrong about them, said Naruto through his mental connection with the great beast locked inside him. Snakes. I smell the scent of snakes, Naruto-kun, said Kyuubi. He's had a chakra level beyond that of any normal genin. But what does that mean, Kyuubi asked Naruto. I feel we will find out soon enough, Naruto-kun. Anko stood at the front of the gathered group of ninja, her gaze focused on a young blonde whose attention was clearly elsewhere and not on the task at hand. Anko smirked, an idea popping into her devious mind as she reached for a kunai and hurled it towards the blonde. Naruto sensed the incoming projectile and moved to his head to the side. The kunai landed into the grass behind him. He felt Anko appear behind him, her arm slung around his shoulder as she whispered in his ear. "You need to focus, brat, or you might die before you even get in the forest," said the Chunin as she suggestively licked the shell of his ear. Anko suddenly felt the cold steel of a kunai at her neck as a Kage Bunshin appeared. "As ninjas we must always remain focused, Anko-sensei," said Naruto, smirking. "You've got balls, kid, to pull a weapon on me," said Anko. "Only trying to impress you, sensei." A foxy smile appeared on Naruto's face. "Whatever, brat." A long tongue then suddenly appeared holding Anko's fallen kunai. It was the mysterious Kusa ninja. "Here's your kunai," he said. Anko, thinking nothing was amiss, let go of Naruto and took the kunai from the ninja. She then walked towards the entrance to the forest. "All right, you brats, the second test begins now," shouted Anko. The genin teams then rushed into the forest, each looking to complete their task of obtaining the opposite scroll. Team 7 found themselves in a dark corner. The noises of the forest were ominous and foreboding. The forest, used as a training ground for ranks of Chunin and higher, was filled with dangers. Plants, animals, even the environment itself had evolved with simple task of killing. A dangerous place indeed. The team continued to walk, each member alert and tense in case of threat. It was at that moment that Sakura stopped dead in her tracks. Naruto and Sasuke followed suit, turning towards the pink-haired ninja, who was looking left to right, and confused look on her face. "Sakura, what's the problem?" asked Sasuke. "Haven't we been though here before?" The boys looked at their surroundings. They did indeed recognize they had been through this area before. They had passed the same tree at least 3 times now. "She's right, Dobi," said Sasuke, hoping to get a rise out of his teammate, but got no response from the blonde. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he flared his chakra. He threw his hands together, index fingers extended up before he called out Kai. The world around the team shimmered, revealing they had been trapped inside a genjutsu. "It's genjutsu designed to slow our progress," said Naruto as 3 AIM genin, each wearing a breathing mask and plain-colored overalls. "It seems we didn't design our trap well enough. Now hand over the scroll, brats, before we leave you here to die," said the lead AIM ninja. "If you want it some badly, you're going to have to take it from us," said Naruto, smirking. The lead AIM nin shrugged. "Your funeral, brat." Then suddenly long black earthen chains burst from the ground underneath the AIM nins, wrapping around the arms, legs, chest and necks, and began to drag them down. The lead looked around, trying to catch sight of their attacker. He got his answer when a voice called out in the distance. "Doden, Kasui no Yomi, Earth style, chains of the underworld." "Overconfidence appeared to be your downfall, my friends," said Naruto, walking towards the ninjas caught in his trap. The trio tried to struggle against their bonds. The chains securing them barely moved. Naruto crouched down and reached into the leader's pouch and relieved them of their scroll. Unfortunately, it was a heaven scroll like the one they already had. Naruto then threw the scroll into the distance and walked back to his teammates. "Hey, you bastard, you can't leave us like this," shouted the lead. Naruto didn't stop but simply clicked his fingers as the chains tightened. The chains then began to drag the AIM genin underground until only their heads remained above the dirt. "So long, guys," shouted Naruto, waving his hand before Team 7 disappeared into the trees. As the team took to the tree tops, a certain Uchiha couldn't help but grit his teeth at the display once his blonde-haired teammate had put on. He witnessed Naruto place a hand on the ground and call his technique, hoping to copy it with his Sharingan, but with no hand seals there was nothing to copy. This angered the Uchiha Avenger. "Your power will be mine, Dobi, you can count on that." Suddenly an explosion was heard coming from the direction that had just departed from. Smoke could be seen rising into the sky above the trees. "What was that?" asked Sakura. "It appears they tried to escape my trap," replied Naruto. Both Sasuke and Sakura stared wide-eyed at their teammate as they moved deeper into the forest hunting for an earth scroll. Meanwhile, in the council chambers of the Konoha, Sarutobi Hiruzen Sandaime Hokage was fighting another battle, a battle that he had fought for years, a battle against the civilian council and the elders of the village over one single subject. "Uzumaki Naruto, Sarutobi, how could you let that thing be nominated for the Chunin exams? We cannot simply allow him to advance in the ninja ranks," screeched a voice that by its high pitch could make ears bleed. The Sandaime, having been sat here for the best part of an hour, was tired of listening to their rambling. The mighty leader flared his chakra and slammed a fist down onto the wooden surface of the table, Splinters and cracks raced out in all directions, clearly displaying the leader's anger. What happens to the ninjas of this village should be of no concern to the civilian council. I have had enough of your clear disdain for the boy. He is a loyal ninja and savior of this very village, and you place dishonor upon the Yondaime who chose the boy, roared Sarutobi. At the end of the table a man cleared his throat, the one-eyed warhawk Shimura Danzo, who since Genin times had been in conflict with the Sandaime and his ideals. We are simply voicing our concerns for the village, Sarutobi. The boy is a liability, and if you had listened to me in the first place. Sarutobi slammed another fist into the table. Enough, Danzo. I told you then and I will tell you now. Naruto will never be placed in your care to be turned into a weapon. Danzo stared impassively at his rival. Old fool Sarutobi, he thought. Sarutobi then stood from the table. This council is dismissed. The village leader then left and retreated back to the relative safe haven of his office. He was surprised to find someone already there, sitting on the open windowsill, dressed in red robes with a large scroll tied to his back, his shock white hair extended down his back and tied around his head a horned headband bearing the kanji symbol for oil. He was Jiraiya of the Densetsu no Sannin, legendary 3 ninja. Jiraiya, what the hell are you doing here? Asked the Sandaime. Hey sensei, I thought it'd drop in and say hi, said Jiraiya jovially. Sarutobi smirked. It's good you are here. There is something I need to discuss with you, he said. For the next hour Sarutobi told Jiraiya the story of Naruto. The Sannin sat shocked that the son of his prized student was still alive. The Yondaime had named him godfather to boy, but on the night of the Kyuubi attack he was told the boy had died along with his father and mother. Overcome with grief at the loss, Jiraiya left the village to manage an extensive spy network his had built up, but with Naruto's new abilities and powers the Sandaime felt it was time to inform the boy's godfather. Where's the kid now? Asked the Sannin. He is currently taking part in the second test of the Chunin exams. Jiraiya nodded. I will introduce myself once the second test is complete, he said. I believe that is an excellent idea, Jiraiya. The legendary ninja then stood up. Well sensei, until then I am off to catch up on my research, he said, laughing as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Sarutobi sighed, knowing exactly what research his student was referring to. The village leader then reached into the top drawer of his desk. A small book was held in the drawer, a masterful piece of literature called Ika Ika Paradise. The office was soon filled with small perverted giggles. Back inside the forest, Team 7 were once again moving quickly through the trees. Naruto stopped suddenly. He sensed a large chakra signature bearing down on them. Oi Dobi, why did you stop? Asked Sasuke. Naruto looked in every direction trying to locate the chakra signature. His head snapped back towards his team. Get down, he shouted. Suddenly an intense wind infused with chakra blasted through the area. The leaf genin were almost thrown off the tree branch they had landed on. Naruto, having fallen from the tree, looked over his shoulder as saw a large tree branch rushing up. He flipped in the air and grabbed the branch with his hands. His body spun around the branch. The force sent him flying into the air back up. The unknown attacker suddenly revealed himself to be the unknown Kusa ninja, the same one that had given Naruto the ominous feeling before they entered the forest. Naruto flew towards the unknown ninja and reared his fist back, calling out, Kusoku, Torihigyu, high gear, tiger strike. A shockwave of chakra energy erupted from Naruto's fist as the Kusa ninja disappeared. The resulting explosion blew apart the tree limb. Splinters of wood and dust drifted through the air as Naruto landed on another branch. My Naruto-kun, so fisty, said the Kusa nin. Tell me who you are, asked Naruto. The Kusa ninja smirked before he reached up to his face and started to pull off what seemed to be his skin. With half the mask removed, it revealed pale, almost ashen skin underneath and a single yellow snake-like eye. I have come for Sasuke. Come at me, Uchiha Sasuke. Prove to me you are worthy of the name Uchiha, shouted the ninja. Sasuke, unable to back down from an insult against his family name. Fine, you want an Uchiha, you've got one, he announced, preparing to move towards the unknown ninja. Sasuke, number. Stop, shouted Naruto. The Kusa nin smirked as he placed a finger towards his snake-like eye as an overwhelming sense of death-filled forest. Chakra engulfed the area as both Sakura and Sasuke witnessed their own deaths in their mind's eye. The genins were left frozen in fear, unable to move as the Kusa nin appeared on the branch and walked towards them. I expected much more from the younger brother Uchiha Itachi, said the Kusa ninja. Naruto then blazed in, calling out Suiden, Suiryuden no Jutsu, water style. Water Dragon Technique. A large water dragon then appeared from the surrounding moisture Naruto's Gonjin bloodline, allowing this measure of manipulation. The dragon bore down on the Kusa-nin, driving him from the branch and landing safely on another close by. Impressive, Naruto-kun. Show me what else you can do. Naruto crouched on another branch staring down his opponent. You will regret those words, snarled Naruto as he began to channel his chakra along with the Kusa-nin. Yes, show me Kyuubi Jinchuriki, show me your power, thought the ninja. Naruto steeled himself as she prepared to move against his opponent, but once again he could help feel an ominous sense of death that surrounded the ninja. Naruto-kun, be careful and use your head or he will most certainly kill you, said Kyuubi through his mindscape. Great pep talk, Kyuubi replied Naruto through his mind. The two ninja faced off ready to do battle, one genin against an unknown opponent with unknown abilities. What could go wrong? Naruto stood tall from the horse stance that he had been in just moments ago to channel his chakra. He reached down to his thigh, quickly pulling a kunai and hurling it towards the unknown ninja. The Kusa-nin smirked and caught the blade inches from his face. You're going to have to do better than that, he said. From his position on the tree branch, Naruto smirked himself and whispered, boom. The kunai gripped in the ninja's hand then exploded, sending tree bark and dust into the air. Naruto threw his hand to the side as his sword Shiroiko, white lightning, appeared in a flash of light. Then suddenly through the smoke burst forth a large green snake which rushed towards Naruto. The leaf genin jumped high into the air, avoiding the large beast's vicious gaping mouth and fangs. Naruto flipped and then dived towards the ground, his blade at the ready. The snake, having found his prey, opened its gaping mouth ready swallow whole the blonde. White energy gathered around the blade as Naruto slashed, screaming out. Itoryu. Sandakayanon, one sword style, thunder cannon. A large beam of energy erupted from blade and enveloped the snake. The energy died down as Naruto continued to fall towards the ground. Suddenly the burned and charred snake once again burst through the smoke and closed its giant maw around Naruto. Whoa, shouted Naruto. The snake extended its forked tongue, happy with its meal, as the Kusa ninja appeared once again, his clothes torn and charred, the remainder of his skin-like mask removed, revealing yet more ashen gray skin and long black hair, dressed in robes tied and secured with a large purple robe. Impudent little brat, snarled the unknown ninja. He then looked at his snake summon, who looked like it was about to throw up. A spray of blood jetted into the air as a sword blade burst through its skin from the inside. The snake's head then fell to the ground as a blood and ooze-covered Naruto landed on a branch once again facing his opponent. Disgusting, whined Naruto, trying to shake off the chunk. Why, you little brat, you're going to regret that. You will not leave this forest alive, screamed the ninja. Whatever. How about you face me instead of hiding behind your pets, replied Naruto. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? Why don't you tell me? The ninja smirked. My name is Orochimaru. I was once a member of the legendary Sannin and now your executioner, said Orochimaru as Naruto started laughing almost uncontrollably, angering the Sannin. What's so funny, brat? Naruto stopped laughing abruptly to think that one of the legendary Sannin needed to reveal himself to a mere genin. Silence, you fool! Naruto smirked as he sheathed his blade to his back, a white strap securing it around his chest. This was his plan. He knew at his current power level he wouldn't stand a chance against some of Orochimaru's power, but if he would throw him off his game and then withdraw, they may just escape with their lives. He cast his vision over to his teammates who were passed out on the ground. Whatever technique the Sannin had used had knocked them clean out. Naruto-kun, I cannot tell you how careful you must be around Orochimaru. You will need every single one of your new skills. Say him what you can do, said Kyuubi. Oh, I plan to, Kyuubi replied Naruto. Naruto smirked as he flashed out and appeared directly in front of Orochimaru. A solid punch struck the Sannin in the chest, sending him flying through the wooden truck of the tree to his back. Naruto followed through the hole in chase of the Sannin. Orochimaru looked down, his sailing body. He hits like Tsunade. That was strength, not chakra, thought Orochimaru as she opened his mouth and let loose a barrage of snakes. Naruto rolled, avoiding the vicious creatures before he placed his hands in a seal and took a deep breath. Kaden, Jusei no Jutsu, fire style, gunshot. Naruto fired numerous fireballs, balls that immediately incinerated the snakes coming towards him. Naruto then changed his seal, his chakra charging up through his body as the trees sailing by his vision before he called out. Kaden, Hoshikasai no Jutsu, fire style, starfire. A stream of intense white-hot flame erupted from Naruto's mouth. It's rushed towards Orochimaru, who rolled to the side as the fire stream struck a tree which became enveloped in flames. The snake Sannin landed on another branch and scanned the area, his yellow eyes looking for the troublesome blonde. He had clearly underestimated the boy, and he was using jutsu he had never seen or ever even heard of. Could it be the Kyuubi's doing, he thought. Orochimaru stood tall, he couldn't sense the boy close by. The Sannin had come to test the abilities of the Uchiha, but this boy had clearly piqued his interest. Something of a mystery, and he could not stand for mysteries to remain that way. He flashed out, hoping to catch up with his quarry. Naruto was moving quickly through the trees, under each arm his knocked-out teammates. After launching his second jutsu, he had immediately retreated from the area. He could clearly sense a large power source in pursuit of him. His eyes widened as a long snake-like tongue whipped towards him. The blonde threw his teammates towards the ground as his hand snapped up and gripped the fleshy appendage. "Didn't your mother teach you it's rude to put your tongue out?" shouted Naruto as Orochimaru mumbled something, unable to speak properly as Naruto had hold of his tongue. The blonde then took a good grip on the tongue and pulled Orochimaru towards him. The Sannin was sent flying towards the blonde. The snake-like man smirked as a sword appeared from his throat, its blade aimed at the boy's heart. Naruto noticed the blade and reached for his own. Steel clashed, sparks flying from the blades as Naruto deflected the blade and aimed a kick towards the Sannin's chest. Orochimaru palmed the kick away and slashed with his blade. The steel passed through Naruto's body, who puffed away in a cloud of white smoke. "Kage Bunshin," whispered Orochimaru. Naruto appeared some distance away, his hands placed in a seal. Chakra energy hummed around his body as he called out his technique. Sweden. Sushoha no Jutsu, water style, water collision destruction. Orochimaru was shocked. A tower of water surrounded Naruto and grew higher and higher into the air. The mass of water thundered through the forest and rushed towards the snake Sannin. Impossible! How did he create that much water out of nothing? Naruto smirked as he controlled the mass of water, which soon enveloped Orochimaru, washing him away into the forest. The Sannin jumped clear of, landed on a tree branch above the deluge. He looked up when he heard Naruto call out again. Sweden. Suirurenda no Jutsu, water style, water dragon barrage. Dozens of water dragon burst forth from the mass of water and rushed towards the Sannin. Orochimaru jumped into the air, twisting and swerving as the dragons attacked relentlessly. The Sannin flashed out and appeared from distance from the troublesome genin. He had landed on dry land, happy for a brief respite. As the battle continued, a certain Uchiha was coming around his unconscious state. Charcoal gray eyes noticed the battle going on. He had not forgotten the insult against his family and now wanted some of the unknown opponent. He stood up and placed his hands in a seal as Orochimaru appeared in front of him. The young Uchiha took a deep breath before he called out. Kaden. Gukaku no Jutsu, fire style, great fireball technique. A large fireball escaped the Uchiha's mouth and streaked towards Orochimaru, who flashed away, avoiding the fireball as it sailed away harmlessly into the forest. Orochimaru reappeared and faced Uchiha Sasuke. "So the little Uchiha has decided to face me. It's a shame, really. I expected so much better from the younger brother." Uchiha Itachi said Orochimaru. He was goading the boy, looking for an opportunity to strike and claim his prize, the all-seeing dujutsu of the clan, the Sharingan. "Watch your mouth, fool. You underestimate the power of the Uchiha," snarled the Uchiha. Naruto cancelled his technique and saw the Uchiha rushed towards Orochimaru. "Damn it, that idiot's going to get us all killed," thought Naruto. Orochimaru smirked as his neck then extended to extreme lengths. His snake-like fangs sunk deep into the Uchiha's shoulder. The young genin screamed as venom coursed through his system as a seal appeared on his neck. Sasuke slumped to the ground as Orochimaru's neck retreated, an evil smirk gracing his face. Naruto rushed in, his blade passing through Orochimaru's body only for him to dissolve into mud. Tsuchi Bunshin. Orochimaru appeared on another tree branch, staring down at the blonde. "You have done much to impress me, Naruto-kun, but I have what I came for, and soon enough Sasuke-kun will come to me seeking power, and I will give him exactly that. I will end you before that happens, slime," snarled Naruto. "Until next time, Naruto-kun," said the Sannin before disappearing into the trunk of the tree at his back, leaving the genins alone in the forest. Naruto sighed as he sheathed his blade at his back and turned to see the fallen Uchiha once again unconscious and Sakura coming around. Naruto kneeled next to the idiot and rolled him on his back. He was knocked out cold. "Sasuke-kun," screeched Sakura, rushing over. Naruto stood tall and surveyed the area. They needed to get away from this location. Naruto knew his battle with the Sannin would have definitely drawn attention, and they still had a mission to complete. "Sakura, we need to move, come on," said Naruto, hauling Sasuke up onto his shoulder and moving deeper into the forest. "Naruto, what the hell happened back there? Less talking, more movement, Sakura." Team 7 moved deeper into the forest. Naruto couldn't stop the thoughts that raced through his mind. What was Orochimaru's interest in Sasuke? Why was he even here on Konoha? The Hokage needs to be told. It was dark by the time Team 7 found themselves in secure position to rest for the night. Sasuke, still unconscious, was laying in the dark alcove under a tree root system. Naruto lit a small fire for him and Sakura to keep warm. The blonde took the first watch, surveying the darkness in their small area. "Naruto-kun, are you okay?" asked Kyuubi. "Something is bothering me, Kyuubi. Why would someone like Orochimaru show an interest in someone like Sasuke?" replied Naruto through his mental connection. Orochimaru was once a student of the Sandaime. As you know, those students went on to become the Sannin. But somewhere along the way he became corrupt, looking to find out the secrets of the world and learn every jutsu. However, he was stopped by the Sandaime, but at the cost of many lives thanks to his evil and vile experiments. He then betrayed the village after being turned down as Yondaime, a spot that was filled by your father. Since that time he has spent years trying to find the secret of immortality, explained Kyuubi. "A fool's errand," replied Naruto. "Indeed, but that doesn't stop him from being a dangerous enemy. You did well against him, Naruto. I am very proud." "But what did he place on Sasuke?" "I am not sure, Naruto-kun. Maybe the Hokage or another seal master may be able to provide you with more information." "Maybe you're right. Good night, Kyuubi." "Good night, Naruto-kun." The sunlight peeking through the trees touched Naruto's closed eyelids, which immediately snapped open as he jumped to his feet. He jumped out into the open as Shiroiko, white lightning appearing in his hand, thump resting on the decorative Tsuba. His bright blue eyes scanned for any threats. He could sense something in the distance. "He's certainly quick on the draw, isn't he?" said a voice from the treeline. Naruto focused his bright blue eyes on the dimly lit treeline. 3 figures revealed themselves, 2 boys and a girl, each with the headband bearing the symbol of a musical note. The lead wrapped in dozens of bandages, his back hunched and one visible eyes staring at Naruto. "State your intentions," snarled Naruto. "We are here for Sasuke. Wake him up," said the mummy. Naruto smirked. "Sorry, he's unavailable right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, he'll get back to you as soon as he can." The taller of the genin stepped forward, crossing his arms, his palms facing Naruto. Air was rushing out of the holes, an attack of some kind. "Let me teach this fool a lesson, Dosu." "Fine, Zaku. But remember, we are here for Sasuke." Zaku then rushed in and appeared at Naruto's side, his arms extended, palms flat. Air blasted from the palms as Zaku called out Zankuaha, decapitating air waves. The air blast sent rubble and debris blasting through the clearing. Sakura, from her position, eyes widened in horror as Naruto disappeared. As the blast wave died down, Zaku started laughing in utter glee at the defeat of the loudmouth. Naruto whispered, "Sakura, oi baka, you're going to need to do better than that," screamed a voice. Zaku looked to the left and saw Naruto standing in the clearing. He looked no worse for wear despite the attack. Zaku grit his teeth and readied his arms once again. However, he never got the chance to, as Naruto appeared in a flash and aimed a heavy kick towards the Sound's Genin's head. The force sent Zaku flying as his limp body crashed through the body of a tree, snapping it in half. Dosu's single eye widened at the display as Naruto stepped towards them, his thumb pressing on the Tsuba of Shiroiko, white lightning. "Now you have 2 choices. I can either leave your blooded and mangled bodies to rot in this forest, or you can leave you scroll and live to fight another day. Make your choice," explained Naruto. The only female of the group growled, "Just who the hell do you think you are?" she screamed. Naruto's cold blue eyes bored into the girl's. "You death if you do not shut your mouth. No bandage man, make your decision, you have 10 seconds. Dosu reached behind his back, retrieving their earth scroll. Suddenly an intense wave of evil energy enveloped the clearing. Naruto looked over his shoulder and saw Sasuke had awoken and was surrounded by a dark aura. "So you've come for me, have you?" said the Uchiha. "Sasuke, stand down. Keep quiet, Dobi. It's time they face the might of an Uchiha." Naruto shook his head and appeared behind the foolish Uchiha and smacked the sheathed sword into boy's neck. The impact sent the boy reeling and once again was knocked unconscious. "Now, as I was saying, throw me the scroll and leave." Dosu, knowing this was a good time to escape, grabbed Zaku and along with the kunoichi they departed the area. Naruto waited until they were gone before he turned back to the fallen Uchiha and his faithful tag along. Unknown to the genin team, hidden in the trees were teams 8, 9 and 10. The Leaf genins were astounded by the display put on by the blonde, who easily dispatched his opponents, including that idiot Uchiha. He's not that impressive, thought Kiba. Naruto-kun thought the Hyuga heiress. Shino said nothing, but his chakra-eating insects were going crazy at the power they sensed pouring from Naruto. Way to go, Naruto, thought Shikamaru. Yum, potato chips, thought the portly Akamichi. Sasuke-kun is still better, thought Ino. Naruto-kun's powers of youth are exploding out, thought Lee. That sword is sweet, thought Ten. He is defying fate and he will pay the price, thought Neji, narrowing his eyes. Naruto hauled the once again unconscious Uchiha to his shoulder to aid his travel. He hit a pressure point on the pink howler monkey's neck, knocking her out. The blonde then jumped into the trees, heading straight for the tower, now having both scrolls to complete their mission. The stone tower lay directly at the heart of the forest and was the finish line. Naruto entered and threw both scrolls onto the floor. The paper overlapped, revealing a seal as white smoke puffed into the air to reveal a figure. Yumi no Iruka. Iruka-sensei. I need to see the Hokage immediately, asked Naruto, throwing Sasuke and Sakura to the floor. The academy teacher was shocked but nodded dumbly before he spoke. All right, Naruto, I'll take you to the Hokage. Also, you have completed the second test in record time. After I've had my say, Iruka-sensei, that won't matter, said Naruto. The pair then quickly left the chamber and navigated the halls of the tower. Soon enough they found themselves in the Hokage's chamber. Hokage-sama. Naruto has something he wishes to tell you. Sarutobi turned from his view out the tower window to face the blonde. The aged shinobi took note of Naruto's shredded jumpsuit and dirt that marred his skin. He knew the Chunin exams were no joke, but the expression on Naruto's face knew it was very important. Naruto-kun. Hokage-sama. I bring news that the traitor Orochimaru is in the village and was disguised as a genin to infiltrate the exams. He attacked us in the forest and placed a seal on the Uchiha. He explained he came here for him. I was unable to stop him, explained Naruto. Sarutobi's eyes widened at the news as he clicked his fingers and several Anbu appeared, the masked elite ninja of the village and personnel guards of the Hokage. Taka, I want you and your team to closely monitor all sound shinobi in the village. If we are to stop Orochimaru, we must first know exactly what he is planning. Hi, Hokage-sama. The Anbu team departed as Sarutobi once again turned to Naruto, who stood patiently awaiting further orders from his surrogate grandfather. Naruto-kun, I would like to thank you for efforts in bringing me this news. I would take this time to rest as the exams have yet to conclude, said Sarutobi. Hi, Hokage-sama. Naruto then turned and exited the room. He turned left, walking down the hall towards the lodgings that were housed in the tower. Inside the office, Sarutobi sat in his chair, letting loose a tired sigh. After all these years, his wayward student had returned to once again cause harm to the village. He closed his eyes as he sensed a presence appear in the office. He opened his eyes and saw Jiraiya standing in front of the desk. Did I hear right, sensei? Has that bastard returned to the village? He has, Jiraiya. Naruto-kun did an outstanding job in escaping him, and he explained the Uchiha has been given the cursed seal. I should see Kakashi and have the thing sealed. See to that, Jiraiya. The white-haired man nodded, disappearing in a puff of smoke, leaving the Hokage to his thoughts and troubles. That night Naruto sat crossed-legged on his bed in deep meditation. In his mindscape he was pushing himself to new limits. He had created almost 500 cage bunchins who had split into teams, with one group working on Kenjutsu katas, another working on ninjutsu, the third group working on taijutsu, the fourth and final group of 125 clones were working on speed and evasion. Off in the distance, Kyuubi stood, her red kimono flowing in the breeze as she observed her student. She knew his fight with Orochimaru had affected him, and that was the reason he was pushing himself. Naruto-kun, take a break, shouted the tailed beast. The real Naruto sheathed his blade and stepped over to Kyuubi as his clones continued to work. What's up, Kyuubi? He asked. Naruto-kun, I know your fight with that snake bastard tested you, but you do not need to push yourself this hard this early. Naruto sighed. That bastard will face his day kneeling before the Shinigami, but the reason I am training is not because of him. Then why, Naruto-kun? To protect those I care about, Kyuubi. To protect my village, the village my parents died to protect. That is my reason for fighting, my reason to continue. Kyuubi smiled at her student and container. He had such a noble soul in a world tainted by lies and deceit. Those are noble goals, Naruto-kun. As I said, I will help you achieve these goals. Just don't push yourself, okay? Naruto smiled. Okay, sensei. The tailed beast watched the blonde walk back towards his battalion of clones to continue his training. She knew he would have a tough road ahead, but if anyone could walk that road it was Naruto. 4 days passed by the time the second test was complete. All of the Leaf teams had made it through along with teams from AIM, Oto and Suna. Naruto stood on the balcony above a stone-flagged fighting arena. At the end of the room a large statue stood overlooking the ring. Naruto was smirking and admiring his new threads. He had returned to his room one evening to find a set of combat boots, black cargo pants, a black vest and a black and white knee-length leather jacket. The standard blue leaf headband now replaced with a black cloth version. He was awaiting the arrival of his team and sensei. That didn't take long. The scowling Uchiha and his faithful pet arrived along with the aloof Chunin, whose head was as always buried in his orange book. Soon enough the remainder of the teams had arrived as the Hokage stepped forward and cleared his throat. Congratulations on making it through to the second test. However, as we have a higher number of participants than expected, we must hold preliminary rounds to whittle down the numbers. Suddenly a sickly-looking Chunin appeared on the field. Hokage-sama, allow me to explain please, he said. Please do, Hayate. 2 fighters will enter and battle until a winner is declared. Winners will advance to the Chunin exam finals, said Hayate, directing everyone to the board at the back of the room. Naruto ducked under a punch aimed at his head, then back-flipped, avoiding a sweeping low kick. Using the strength in his arms he pushed himself up into the air, his body righting itself, and unleashed a ferocious roundhouse kick. The heel of Naruto's boot catching Yugatsu in the jaw. An audible crack could be heard, only for the AIM genin to dissolve into a puddle of water. Mizu Bunshin, thought Naruto. Naruto jumped backwards as a barrage of kunai rushed towards him. The blonde skidded across the stone floor, the muscles in his legs pushing to the side in a rapid change of direction, the kunai sailing past. Naruto reached inside his coat and pulled a single shuriken. He launched the single projectile towards Yugatsu, his hands placed in a single seal as he called out his attack. Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. 1 shuriken became 100 as they filled the arena. Naruto then windmilled his arms, energy gathering around his hands before he thrust them forward, calling out. Fuden, Amatsuka's no Jutsu, wind style, heavenly wind. A fierce wind blasted through the arena, the wind increasing the speed and spin of the shurikens. Yugatsu smirked before he took a deep breath and called out his own jutsu. Kaden, Kazana no Justu, fire style, volcano blast. An intense stream of flame escaped Yugatsu's mouth, quickly overwhelming the shurikens and further intensified by Naruto's wind blast. The flames changed from orange to white and rushed towards Naruto. Sweden, Tsujineki no Jutsu, water style, water formation wall. Naruto spat out a large stream of water in front of him. The white-hot flames made contact as the room was filled with steam, the combatants shrouded from view as the audience looked on in awe and admiration. From the balcony one member of the Aiden grit his teeth in anger, his blood-red Sharingan eyes active, hoping to copy as many jutsu as he could, but was left empty-handed. Even though he could see the seals being created, his eyes simply would not copy them. Damn you Dobi, why can't I copy your jutsu? Tell me why, thought the Avenger. From his seat at the very far end of the room, Sarutobi was stoic, but his eyes betrayed his facade. He was deeply impressed with Naruto's performance so far, but there was something about the boy he was facing along with the AIM team of ninja. Could they be in league with Orochimaru, thought the village leader. Pushing those thoughts to one side for the moment, he focused back on the battle as the steam cleared, revealing Naruto and his opponent to the audience once again. Yugatsu smiled, a huge smile gracing his face. That was pretty good, Naruto-kun, he said, pulling a kunai from his belt and twirling it around his right hand. It's not over yet, Baka. It will be soon, Naruto-kun. My master asked me to test you, to test your new abilities. He has been watching you for some time. Yugatsu, shouted the AIM Chunin, alarmed at the words spilling from his mouth. Naruto smirked. It seems you are spilling secrets you were not meant to. It was my job to test you, Naruto-kun. My master decreed it that you be taken alive and bow before his almighty power, said Yugatsu, raising both hands into the air. I bow to no one. Now enough talk, let's finish this. Fine. Naruto threw his right arm to the side as Shiroiko, white lightning, appeared, then throwing his left arm to the side as his second katana Hisakikohei, flaming justice, materialized. Both blades hummed with energy as Naruto spun the blades deftly around his body. His chakra levels continued to build as a fierce wind howled around the leaf genin. The wind became so much the genin and their senseis had to shield their eyes. It continued to build, even the building began to shake. "What's Naruto doing?" shouted Choji. "Naruto-kun's flames of youth are exploding out," said the great green beast of Konoha, Might Guy Sensei of Team 9. "Is this his true power?" thought Sasuke. "That power will be mine," thought Orochimaru. "Mother shall have his blood." She screams to claim his blood, thought Sabaku no Gara. Naruto spun his blade one final time before he disappeared in a flash of light that blinded almost everyone in the arena. Naruto appeared in a flash behind Yugatsu. The wind stopped abruptly as he sheathed his blades. Notoryu. Hashira no Awai, two-sword style, pillar of light. As Naruto whispered those words, Yugatsu, now frozen stiff, a pillar of white light surrounded him. It then died down as plume of blood and mist sprayed into the air. The aim genin let go his final breath before he slumped to the floor. Naruto turned to face his beaten opponent as Hayate stepped forward. Winner, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto walked towards the stairs leading to the balcony, his eyes locked with the aim Junin, who was staring right back. Naruto rejoined his team and smirked as he felt every eye on him, shocked at the display. With the end of the preliminary round, the Hokage assembled the winners down on the arena floor. Clearing his throat, he spoke to the assembled Chunin hopefuls. "Congratulations to you, now you have now qualified for the Chunin exam finals. We will reconvene in exactly 1 month, so take your time to train and come back and show us you are worthy of being Chunin," explained Sarutobi. With the genin dismissed, Naruto locked eyes with Kakashi. The aloof Junin closed his book and looked at the blonde. "I'll see you in a month, Kakashi-sensei." "All right, Naruto, but please be careful and check in once in a while, won't you?" replied Kakashi, giving a single-eye smile. Naruto nodded and began to walk away, but was stopped by a hand on his shoulder that spun him around. His bright blue eyes gazed upon a similar pair, only these were charcoal-colored and filled with anger. "You going anywhere, Dobi? Not until you tell me where you got this power from," snarled Sasuke, his teeth clenched. "You want to know where I got my power from, Tem?" replied Naruto, a foxy grin gracing his face. "Yes, tell me," urged the Uchiha. Naruto gripped Sasuke's wrist, the same one that lay on his shoulder, before he buried his opposite fist hard into the Avenger's stomach. Sasuke bent at the waist from the hit, the air forced for his lungs. Naruto delivered a palm strike to the Sasuke's chest, sending him crashing into the wall at his back, the stone and cement cracking from the force. "There's your answer, Tem. Power is for the deserving, for the protectors of this world," snarled Naruto, "not for foolish little boys who only think of revenge." Naruto gave the knocked-out Uchiha one final disgusted look before he disappeared in a flash of light, once again leaving onlookers shocked. "Man, Naruto sure has changed," said Choji, munching on yet another bag of potato chips. Shikamaru replied in his ever-bored tone. "Troublesome blonde," he said. "Ino had other ideas. I wonder what his issue with Sasuke-kun is," she said. "I have no idea, but come on, let's go," said Shikamaru. Teams 8 left, with them the ever-exuberant Kiba and his dog grousing at their loss, the every-stoic Shino saying nothing in reply. His worry got their badly injured teammate Hinata filling his mind. As the arena slowly emptied, Kakashi sighed and hauled up the out-cold Uchiha. He turned to face Sakura, who looked mad as hell about what Naruto had done to her beloved. "Sakura, I won't be around for a while. I've been ordered to train Sasuke for the finals. I'll see you in a month," said Kakashi as he puffed away in a cloud of smoke. "When I find Naruto, he's going to get such a beating though." The Pinkett. Overlooking the village, with the sun setting below the horizon bathing the village in a bright orange glow, Naruto sat atop his father's head on the Hokage monument. He was lost in thought over the events of the Chunin exams. "These exams have become so complicated," thought Naruto. "It wouldn't be your life without complications, Naruto-kun," replied Kyuubi. "Thanks, Kyuubi, you really know how to keep a person's spirit up," said Naruto. "Well, you won't have time to mope around, Naruto. You have exactly 1 month to train yourself into the ground," said Kyuubi. "What do you have in mind?" "I believe it's time to show the world your true power and reveal yourself as Namikaze Uzumaki, Naruto. I have a few techniques that might help with that," explained Kyuubi. "Sounds good, sensei." Naruto then suddenly cut his mental link as he felt a presence appear behind him. He knew, thanks to his abilities, exactly who this was. "Hey kid." Naruto continued to look out at the setting sun. "Jiraiya of the Sannin, to what do I owe the pleasure?" said the blonde. "So everything Sarutobi said was true?" "Yep. Thanks to a few special friends, they unlocked my soul, memories and bloodlines, memories of my family, my mother, My father. You taught my father, didn't you? Said Naruto, a wistful tone to his voice. Jiraiya sighed and sat down next to the boy, both looking out over the village, a village they had sworn oaths to protect and would now work together. So you wish to train me? Jiraiya stated. Naruto. Yes, Naruto. I made a promise to your father and your mother that I would protect you, but I failed in task and I would like nothing more than to make that up to you, Naruto said, Jiraiya hanging his head low. We pay tribute to those no longer with us, Jiraiya, but living our lives to the fullest. I know what my father asked of you, and I know thanks to those idiot counselors you believed I had died, but now we can put that all behind us and continue forward as master and student to bring justice to this tainted world, said Naruto, smiling at the Sannin. Jiraiya smirked. It's as if Minato still lives on, his son thought the Sannin, thinking of his former student. Thank you, Naruto, we shall do this together to bring not only justice but peace along with it, said Jiraiya with a clenched fist. So when do we start? Arrow Sennin, said Naruto. Jiraiya laughed, then his mind registered exactly what Naruto had said and face faulted to the ground. The simple nickname Minato had given him, meaning perverted hermit. Don't call me that brat, shouted Jiraiya. Sorry, Jiraiya sensei, I knew my father would appreciate me saying that, said Naruto, sniggering behind a big smile. Ungrateful brat, muttered the Sannin. Both master and new student smiled before they laughed as the sun went down over the village hidden in the leaves. A new force had risen, and one that would bring peace to the shinobi world, but what evils would they face along the way? Evils soon to rise and do battle with the light. Thanks for watching.